thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting strong.
Hey everybody, it's Dave Juno, the Meniere's Disease Warrior. How y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good for a Saturday night. Yeah, there's low pressure building up and off the coast, and I can feel it. And I'm hoping that at some point I could make it through the graduation, my son's graduation tomorrow. 18 years old, graduating high school. Finally, the youngest is doing something. So, well, I should say doing something. I mean, graduating high school, working full time, Even though now I've got the two little grandkids running around, and my oldest is back living with us. It's all good. It's all good. So earlier today, I was going through some Facebook posts, and and I see these things, and you see it all the time, and somebody posts, and there's nothing wrong with the post, nothing. I'm not saying anything bad about the post. You always, because you see them all the time. I hate this disease. I don't know too many people who love Meniere's disease. I'm not one of them. Even though, you usually see me with a smile on your face. I'm not one of them. I hate it just as much as everybody else. But let's go into a few things here that maybe might change your way of thinking. Okay? And, not every day is a bad day. And I know we can go through spells where it's awful. Okay? The last 2 weeks, except for Memorial Day, literally been crap to me. I got a cold, which I knew I was developing into a sinus infection. But Memorial Day was the only day I felt good. My sister-in-law was having a birthday party for her granddaughter, so we went up to it. I felt great all day. Blah, 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 blah. Tuesday, I went to the doctor's for a regular appointment, but I told him about my sinuses, and I had a sinus infection. And I don't know what's worse, the sinus infection or the antibiotics. I God. But Augmentin seems to be clearing up the infection, but man, it knocks you out. But, the thing is, I haven't been feeling all that great. Okay, But I know at some point I'm going to. At some point, I'm going to be going back into the pool and exercising again when it gets warmer, because it's about 48 degrees June 2nd and June 3rd in Marlborough, Massachusetts. I'm going to be going back down to fish and probably hopefully take my grandkids with me, and my granddaughter at least, and doing some fun things and things like that when I feel good. But the thing is that one of the things that helped me change the way I think was co-founding a few groups, 2 groups with my friend Gina Santana, who has become one of my really best friends. But co-founding those groups because I felt like I was giving something back to people that helped me. And Gina was one of those people who helped me in the beginning. So I felt like I was giving back. So then that led to me starting this channel, which made me feel even better because now I'm helping even more people, and I'm getting recognized by doctors, and I'm getting recognized worldwide. Probably just for my attitude, not necessarily for my knowledge, but I do know what I'm talking about when I talk about things. And unfortunately, some people like to put you down, and I just put them out and move on, because that's what you do. Just like the last video I said, you get knocked down, you get back up, and you keep moving forward. So I started a YouTube channel. Then I became friends with Joy Holton and Marissa Aldretti, and we started Vestibular Voices with Heather Davies and Pat Philippik, and Isabel and some other people. So there's 2 YouTube channels, mine and theirs and ours. So I'm giving back even more. And then there's another good friend of mine from Australia, Juliann Wallace. You may have heard of her. She's written a few books about Meniere's. She just had another one come out, which I am published in. My friend Gina Santana is published in. I'll be doing a video on that once I get my book. But it's called Letters to Meniere's, Dear Meniere's. And it's 300-something pages with art, with pictures and letters from what people wrote. And Juliann Wallace is one of those people who is, okay, some of the anti-religious people are going to go ballistic. I believe she's one of God's angels on this earth. Juliann is a fantastic person who I've gotten to know over the last 6 years. And when she writes a book about Meniere's disease, all the proceeds to that book go to Meniere's research. All the money, boom. She makes nothing on them. It goes to that. And this is a woman who works. She plays a cello. I think she's a teacher. She's a teacher. She plays a cello. She does her artwork as well. She's just, and she's a wife and a mother and all this stuff. She's just an amazing woman. And she's kind of like an inspiration to me because she gives back to the community who helped her so much. Right? So, there's an example for all of us to follow. So instead of making a post about, excuse me, I did burp. I have some gas. I'm sorry. But instead of thinking about, oh, I hate this disease, or and taking it to that level, think about how maybe you could help, contribute more, help somebody else. Reach out to somebody. Even if you're feeling bad about yourself, reach out to somebody. Say, hey, I've got this, that, and the other thing. If you make, little friends in these groups, we all have the little friends. I have my group of friends with the Menieres and stuff. Reach out to them. Or if you see somebody who's having a bad day, maybe you could tell them about your experience. Not necessarily meaning it's gonna make you feel better mentally, but that person right there could sit there and say, hey, I'm not the only one. I'm not alone in this. This person has the same symptoms and feelings that I have. Okay, wow, this is pretty interesting. And you responding to that one post with your comment of something that, hey, I suffer from that too, or I have that problem too. First off, you're helping somebody else, and you're going to feel better because you're helping someone else. And it's going to take your mind off of Meniere's. Even though you're talking about it, it's going to take your mind off of symptoms. And I think if more people change the way they think, the better we'll be. The better the community will be, the more awareness we'll make, and the happier all of us will be. Because let's face it, we're not always sick all the time. Okay? All right? I could feel the pressure right now, but earlier today I was okay. These things happen with this disease. It's an unpredictable disease. But the thing is, instead of saying, I hate this, say, okay, I hate this, but what can I do to give back to the people who have been helping me through this by reading their posts or comments that they make under my posts? How can I help? Even if it is starting a new Meniere's support group. Nothing wrong with that. There was a new one that started not too long ago, Meniere's disease Zoom support group. And I also co-host on Wednesday nights for them, for a Zoom meeting. So that was a new one that started it up, and it's doing pretty good. There's nothing wrong with starting another group. There's nothing wrong with belonging to many groups. I belong to a lot of different groups, including my own. But I belong to many groups. And the more people that you see, and the more comments you see, and the more things that you see, the better off you are. The more you feel not alone, the more you feel you can help somebody. And that mentally, I'm telling you right now, because that's what keeps me going a lot of times, is just to know the fact that I'm helping somebody else. I might not know about it, and there have people who tell me all the time, you don't know how many people you actually do help. And that makes me feel good, and it makes me feel good mentally. And when you feel good mentally, you're not necessarily thinking about the tinnitus or vertigo hits or the dizziness. You're not thinking about it. So, because now you're thinking about, hey, I helped somebody. Hey, I did something good, So, on that note, hey, I'm going to stop the video. Have a great rest of the weekend. And better days. Like I always say, better days are coming soon. You're going to see. Someday you're going to see, and then you're going to message me saying, Dave, you were right. Better days are here. So, I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Have a great weekend. And stay positive. Whatever you can do, stay positive. Thanks. Bye.